Styracosaurus did not hesitate to fight Tyrannosaurus Rex when necessary.
Ouch! Man. That gotta hurt. Given the effects of the 70s, these were pretty interesting documentaries and all. And, oh, wait. Hold on, whoa, hold on, whoa, back up, stop. Well, sorry about that. Lately I've been watching dinosaur documentaries through the ages, from the 70s to the modern day. They made some pretty interesting ones back then, even though this one right here is pretty outdated. That came out in 1970. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I was just doing some other things. So yeah, this is Secret Prime 7, and we are back for the next round for the Movie Villain Wars made by Zero the Killer. This time for round 2. Let us begin.
Now, our operation is small, but there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion. So which of you fine gentlemen would like to join our team? Oh, there's only one spot open right now, so we're gonna have tryouts. Make it fast.
So, whoa, let me turn this down a little. So we're going to Clarence Bodecker versus Norman Stansfield. Like I said back in the non-Disney villain commentary, I've never seen Leon the Professional, so I don't know much about Stansfield. All I know is that he is played by Gary Oldman, who we all know for playing as other villains like Zorg.
Cops don't like me, so I don't like cops.
We just know Gary Oldman for playing as Zorg, Ruber, Lord Shen, and yeah, a couple characters like that. As for Clarence Bodecker, I've never seen RoboCop, so I'm guessing he's just some criminal that hates cops.
Oh! Wow! Look what you did!
You know, I'm just gonna assume Norman Stansfield is famous for his really bad temper. I love how his gun can just shoot him across the room instead of just making him fall on those standing spots. Alright. Now we go to Samuel versus the Xenomorph, which is probably the first monster fight that anyone has done in these villain tournaments. So Rasputin summons the demon hellhound known as Samuel, I'm assuming. Those are some pretty awesome effects right there, I'll have to say. Even though I never saw Hellboy. Meanwhile, Palpatine and Selena forge an alliance, and they send the Xenomorph to go to attack Samuel. Like I said, I've never seen any of the Hellboy movies, and I've also never seen any of the Alien movies, so, yeah. But these things are pretty creepy. They're creepier than the future predators from Primeval. They kind of resemble the future predators in a way. You know, whoa, that's creepy. You know, the funny thing I realized though, before I watch these tournaments, or at least before I do these commentaries, I do research the movies these villains are from. And from what I understand is that the Alien movies, they're rated R, and so is RoboCop. And what I'm trying to point out is, the funny thing is, yet these films are meant for mature audiences, yet they've made toy franchises for kids. I mean, I don't know, am I the only one that's a bit baffled by that? Because you would think that if you would think if they made a toy line out of these movies, it would make parents and kids think that they're okay for kids. But from what I've seen from what I've seen out of this footage and from what I read online, is that these films are pretty violent and pretty, or in the case of the Alien movies, pretty downright scary. That Yeah, and that's just the strange. And the thing is, and the same thing for RoboCop, is that, in fact, my little brother states that he wants to see RoboCop, but the thing is that from what I researched, is that it's a film meant for adult audiences, so I don't think that'd be a good idea. Just kind of watching this right now. This is a pretty epic monster fight. You know, just gets me kind of wondering, how many other monsters will we see in this war? I mean, monsters like Jaws, or the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, or the big one, you know, the female Velociraptor from the first Jurassic Park movie, the Piranhas from Piranha 3D, you know, etc. Monsters like that. And you probably remember Zero the Killer, the post I made about using primeval villains for the non-Disney villain tournament. I have several ideas. Like, I can imagine a fight between Samuel and the Caprasuchus. I'm just saying. That would be pretty awesome. And a fight between the Xenomorph and the Future Predators. And we go to Palpatine versus Rasputin and Blackwood. Good to see Blackwood getting involved, because I thought Sherlock Holmes was a good film. And good to see the Star Wars villains being used. In fact, last night I was just watching with my little brother Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Palpatine sure has changed a lot through the years and to become Darth Sidious, I must say. You know, I also love how Blackwood is sword fighting with a Sith Lord who has a lightsaber, and he's able to withstand it. I mean, that's pretty funny, I think. And of course, Anakin comes in. And apparently he knew Rasputin. Like I said, I never saw Hellboy, so I don't know anything about this Rasputin, but I can tell he's pretty different from the Rasputin from Anastasia. Not just by his appearance, but by his abilities. By the way, this is pretty good music that you're using for this round. It fits pretty well. Next we go to Saruman versus Durga. Ah yes, Christopher Lee. Like Gary Oldman, another good villain a good actor for playing a villain. Because we also know him for playing as King Haggard from The Last Unicorn and Count Dooku. As for Durga, good to see he's being used. I mean, I know that Sonic Shadow just recently introduced him in the epilogue from Round 6. I mean, Aragon, I've never read the Aragon book, but I've heard a lot of people say that the movie is a poor adaptation to the book, which is probably why it didn't do so well. But I thought it was okay. And Durga, he's a pretty scary villain, I must say. Now we go into Candyman versus Freddy Krueger. Again, more monster villains. And, of course, we all know Freddy Krueger, even though I never saw Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, another primeval monster fight I had for Sonic Shadow, if he does use primeval, is have Freddy fight the raptors. You know, just use the clip where the raptor gets beheaded as Freddy Krueger beheads the raptor. I'm just saying, that'd be an awesome fight. As for Candyman, I'm not really that familiar with him. But I could tell he's a pretty creepy character. He just seems like a corpse. Why is he called Candyman, though? I mean, he doesn't look... is he made of candy or something? Which would probably explain the honeybees. I don't know. And finally, we get the Green Goblin versus the Baroness and Storm Shadow. The Spider-Man movies were okay. I mean, I never really watched the Spider-Man cartoons as a kid. But the movies like this movie right here, I have seen before. And also, I just recently, this past year, I went to a drive-in theater to go see The Amazing Spider-Man, which I thought was okay. You know, I never saw G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, but I must say, how do I put this? Just kind of watching this right now. I'm trying to think about how to say this. Hold on. I'll say the Green Goblin costume was really good. They were really creative for making it. It really does look like the one from. You know, I must say, you know how they jeez, I'm kind of tongue-tied here. How whenever they do a live-action film that's based on a cartoon series, it doesn't usually turn out well. Well, there are some exceptions. Like, for example, after watching this fight, it kind of reminds me of the Nostalgia Critic countdown. When you count down the top 11 hottest animated women, you probably remember the Baroness was in the countdown. But the thing is, you know, I never watched G.I. Joe, but I never really saw what everyone made such a big deal about the Baroness. I mean, she wasn't that different from other animated female villains and all, like Queen Law or Hollywood or Eris or whatever. But I will say, after watching the fights in Disney versus non-Disney villains and the non-Disney villain tournament, I can see what some people are talking about. And now seeing her as a live-action form, she's one of those few exceptions where when you turn a cartoon character into a live-action character, it actually can work out. And I must say, as silly as it sounds, she's actually pretty darn attractive, I will say. But a character you do not want to mess with. And Storm Shadow's pretty awesome in this as well. Can't wait to see when you use Doc Ock, because I thought he was pretty awesome. And here we go to the epilogue, where we get all the different Sith Lords. Sidious, Anakin, Count Dooku. Anyway, Sidious, Anakin, Dooku, Grievous, and Darth Maul. You know, the thing about Darth Maul is that he is a popular Star Wars villain, but the thing is, from what I remember, that was his only speaking line in the entire movie. And I thought that was kind of strange. He was mostly silent. Also, we have two Christopher Lee villains in here. Could you imagine if you could get Dooku and Saruman to fight just to be ironic? Just saying. And so the Joker now has Stansfield, as well as a couple more psycho killers who I do not know who they are. I don't recognize them. Not sure what movie they're from. Actually, I'll say a lot of the villains for this epilogue, I do not know who... Okay, this section I know who they are. We get the Nazi leaders, made up of geez, what's his name? Tot, I think, from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Red Skull from Captain America, and Cronin from Hellboy. So now we're getting Nazis into this, like always. And Captain Hook has Bill the Butcher with him. Interesting alliance. I like how he has like an ammonite, or well, not an it's probably an ammonite or a nautilus as a cup. I don't know. I can't tell. And Belloc meets up with some dude who I do not know who he is. And we get this Adam Sutler dude, don't know what movie he's from, along with all these other characters. And more characters, and wait a minute, Morgan Freeman? Huh. I don't know, Morgan Freeman, he doesn't seem like the type of actor that would play as a villain, because I guess I'm just used to seeing him play as characters like, he played as God in both Bruce and Evan Almighty. He played as, I think he played as one of the characters from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, I think. So he just doesn't seem like the type of actor to play as a villain. But I don't know. I've never seen whatever movie he's from. I don't know what character he plays as. So yeah, I don't know. And we get the slasher villains, Freddy, Jason. You know, I find it funny that, because like I said in my last commentary, there was this crossover movie called Freddy vs. Jason where they try to get along, but they end up fighting each other. Here, they're actually becoming allies. But I wonder how long it'll last. Don't know who this guy is, don't know who that guy is. I've seen them before, but I don't know who they are or where they're from. And we get Cobra Commander, which I must say, he looks pretty different from his animated form. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. And what do you know, he has a pet cobra. I guess that makes sense, because he is named Cobra Commander. And he gets a new ally, who I don't know who he is or where he's from either. Unless that was Agent Smith. I don't know, it doesn't look like Agent Smith, but... So yeah, that was my commentary for round 2 of the movie Villain Wars. Sorry if I didn't have too much to say, it was just basic and all. And sorry about that, how I started this out with that, you know, 1970s dino documentary. But, so yeah, this is CK Prime 7, and I'll be doing the next one eventually.